Alright, welcome back to Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, Part 2. Or whatever. Today, we're gonna be knocking out shipwrecks. Much like I said in the last episode, a bit on the longer end of the levels. Some of them are like that because they sort of make a bunch of big empty voids more towards the end where like there's not a whole lot to do. Oh, there's an invisible wall there. Oh, come on. Alright, well, that's all we're gonna be. Which, again, like, you can read about it. Deadlines are crazy. All the things they want to try, like, it's some of that stuff. It's just it just comes to be expected, and you know their expectations are probably a bit high for what they were able to produce. All right, we gotta go talk to Rex before we grab those.
Ty, mate, good to see you again.
G'day, Rex. You saved anyone today?
Funny you should say that. Elle went for a bit of a swim out near Danger Spike.
Danger Spike? Where's that, Rex?
It's a nice little spot, not too far from Shark Reef.
Yeah, and?
Well, anyway, she's an excellent swimmer, but she hasn't come home yet. I'm starting to get a bit worried.
Struth.
I'm on lifeguard duty, so could you have a look for me?
Well, I would, mate, but I can't swim.
Tell you what, I'll teach you. Follow me. When you're in water, press the bite button to dive, then tap the jump button to start swimming.
Okay. Wish me luck.
By the way, those boomerangs of yours won't work underwater, but I got a prezi for you that'll fix that. These are aquarangs. I found them
Not
in an
kidding
old
with
shipwreck years ago.
the tap A
They cut
thing. You
through
really gotta
water like
fucking
a hot
mash that
knife through
button while
butter.
you're swimming around.
If you can dive under the water and grab them, well, then they're all yours. Good one. The aquarangs work like regular boomerangs, but you can only use them underwater. Oh, and one other thing. You're not a fish, mate, so keep an eye on your air supply.
Yeah, thanks, Rex.
Use the aquarang to hit this switch. It'll open the shark door so you can be on your way.
Sweet.
Come on, get up there. There we go. Yeah, as we were kind of talking on the last episode, I do understand that this game is a bit out of character for what I normally
Great work, Ty.
play on the
You've
channel.
learned how to swim
And I know,
use
like, the
those
way I
aquarangs.
talk and deliver, like,
With a bit of
I'm
practice,
sort
you'll
of
be a
unable
champion
to, like,
swimmer just
sit
like
here and
me.
really make myself laugh like that or be
This is my good
overly
mate.
entertaining
He'll
to
show
the
you
point of
the way to
obnoxiousness, which I know is, like, a
Good
big
luck, mate.
deal on YouTube, is just
Ty,
talking
faster by tapping the jump button
exaggeratingly,
on
and I just, I don't know.
speed. Let's go find Elle.
I've got a bit more personality when, you know, I'm with my friends, because I'm able to, like, sort of express myself a bit better when, you know, you have somebody to talk to and have someone to bounce back off of. And, you know, have fun, genuine interactions, and that's what, like, the other series that we're doing right now, A Way Out, is just me and Sarah playing a game designed for cooperativeness and just having a good time doing that. But like games like this, it's like, yeah, I'm by myself. I'm playing the game by myself. I sit in the room, I grab the controller or whatever up, and I just play. And I talk whatever I think, and we just see what happens. And I take it, edit it up, and toss it onto the old channel. But me as a person, and I think I might have talked about this before, I'm just not somebody who's capable of just talking like that. I don't know, maybe I'll never find success because of that, or perhaps it's something I'll develop, but I always worry that that stuff can be a bit of an infection on the mind. I feel like that can sway you the wrong way. And I know money changes people. It always will. Like, especially if you've just lived your life poor and unsuccessful, and you suddenly find success in a venture. It's like, even with any sum of money, like, to some degree, you're gonna change a little bit, because you're gonna change some habits. Like, I've heard that some people find that they had to get a bigger house because because it was like a security concern. Having, like, trying to be like, oh, I'll live smart and I'll just live small and that'll help me save money. And it's like, yeah, but it didn't help them, because people would come and rob them and it was easier to break in. But, you know, and they start hiring security, which can change even that, because it's like you're not just walking around outside anymore because some people recognize you. And I feel like that comes along with those personalities, that being that person, people are like, oh, in that parasocial way, they latch on and just do ridiculous things like doxing and the like. They do these ridiculously vile things to people's personal lives. You know, swat them and all of that stuff, because they think it's funny, and it gives them a direct input into their life, a direct effect on what they have going on in their lives. So they don't get to just go about their day. They have to fucking have guns pointed in their face. And I know, like, this is a bit serious to be talking about while playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but like I said, the idea of playing this game is, like, obviously I might affect the tone a little bit with how I'm talking, but it's just a game that I know pretty well and I can talk through and, you know, just get what's off my chest, say what's on my mind about some stuff. And I think that is a huge problem. I think the parasocial nature of being famous on the internet, it's like way worse, because I mean, like, look how terrible it's been for celebrities for years and years and years and years. And, like, just imagine how much worse that can be when your viewer base, I mean, arguably as an internet personality, can be so much larger than...
Careful, Ty.
Oh.
His ears look pretty nasty.
Can be so much larger than any celebrity, and it's just more of like the Hollywood sort of celebrity status that makes it seem a bit more luxurious, because they're getting paid a lot of money. But even some streamers like XQC get paid like $250 million to sign a contract with Kick. So it's like, that's a fuckload. That's $250 million just to do shit on their platform instead of on Twitch or something. And that's nuts. That's crazy. That is a ridiculous amount of money that, like, your average person is not even gonna fathom, because, like, you might never see that amount of money in your lifetime. And if you have, like, a normal, stable working job, you might collectively, over your lifespan, see $1 million. If you look back on it and calculate everything out, that you collectively, for many decades, earned $1 million or a little over $1 million. But, like, all at once, $250 million, like, that's gonna change you. And that's... And it's the type of people who see you living that kind of success are gonna... Some of those people, you think you know what a rational, normal, well-operating, functional, and sociable adult would do, but you don't. once you realize that not everybody's like that. There are people who will go on to the internet and be like, I'm gonna be alone forever, and any woman I've ever talked to like has no interest in talking to me. And it's like that's all situational, because not everybody's gonna be able to like relate to that. Like, I had problems talking to girls when I was younger, when I was like a young teenager. That's where I sort of struggled with it. But like as an adult, I never had a problem with that. Like, I'm married to my wife now. Our anniversary is coming up in a couple of days. Like, and some people out there, like the way their life's going, they'll never have that. And they bring that into their internet persona, and that's the character they play. You play the character on screen of the person who is here for the entertainment factor, and they're a completely different character. They're somebody who gets to affect a big person, a big deal. They have a big effect on somebody who's important to a lot of people. And I think some of those people who troll like that, they get off on that. And it's shitty, and it scares me that like if this were to ever take off and people just like what I talk about, then like that does genuinely scare me sometimes. What could happen to me? What could happen to my wife or any of my friends? It's like, I would love the success, obviously, and I would work hard, and if it happened, I'd do the best that I could and lift up not only like me and my wife and our life and our family members, but also like my friends. To have that kind of success, I'd want to share that with everybody that meant a lot to me. But I'd also be scared shitless that my wife would, you know, if she didn't want to be recognized or in stuff, because she's been in videos for like audio, but like as far as like physically seeing her, like only a couple people even know what my wife looked like. Only a couple of my friends have even met my wife, because I tend to keep my circle pretty small. But like, you know, like with cameras going around everywhere, like that's gonna get out, and I worry that somebody's gonna sit here and maybe harass her or attempt to harass me, and like swatting, like that shit. It's really mind-blowing when you sit back and think about that, because you're talking a police force. Like, most of these guys, they know they're streamers. They get calls from these troll douchebags that they have to take seriously, even to a fault, because they roll up fucking gun-toted, you know, get the fuck on the ground, get outside, all this, that, and like, it doesn't matter. You don't have a situation where you're like, oh, I know this will get better, because, you know, they know now. I've given them my phone number. They'll call and be like, hey, we're being told that you guys have like guns or drugs or some shit. But they won't. They won't call. A lot of the times, from what I've seen, like I think Ludwig's talked about that the police force just kept coming, and regardless of how many times they've found the situation to be exactly what it is. He's just a millionaire that fucking plays games or talks about shit on YouTube and was a big deal on, you know, Twitch, has been swatted multiple times to where even his significant other, you know, thought about quitting the platform and forum altogether. And like, to me, that's shitty, and that's terrifying. And I'm just here to have fun, you know. I like the game. I like spending time with my friends. Like that's the only reason I even do this stuff. And it was sort of like a collective idea that we start recording these things, and I've seen like some success that, like, not monetary, but like some success I never really even expected from doing this. Like my Exit 8 video, like that's nearly at 500 views or 400 views, and that's actually insane to me. Like I truly expected absolutely nobody to give one single fuck about any of the stuff that I do here. I expected to maybe see like 100 views in a year, and I'm like working on like 1,000, which is awesome. And like I know that is the great first step, and like I've seen what even people with 15,000 subscribers can do, like for their life and their family and the type of money they make off. And being more consistent with this, I know is important, because you know, for sometimes I'll take weeks off, or I'll even take like 2 months off from even approaching recording this. And it's not that I'm not playing games, it's just that I don't feel like recording, or some situations going on where it's like, probably shouldn't be recording right now.
Big meanies. Press the action button to swim into the cage. Press the action button again to swim out.
And again, like I'm hoping that the understanding that this is, that I'm not trying to have like the lightheartedness of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger be the energy. Like I just want to talk about stuff that I think is like interesting, or you know, relevant or important to talk about, because this games have been mediums to like express ourselves. And me and my wife, we play games in our own time. We will sit down on the couch downstairs, and we played like Firewatch the other day, and that was super awesome, because that game it's so engaging and interesting, and it's only a couple hours long, so like it's like awesome for a relationship, and like a couple, and like stuff like It Takes Two, which is, you know, a bit more on the cooperative end. Like that stuff, I think. Let me check. I always forget. I always forget if there's a cog hanging down around here somewhere, because the sharks are pretty much a non-threat in this area. Which, like, I feel like, I don't know if they had this much to begin with when they first made this area, but like, they are genuinely not a threat. Like, you can swim around here pretty freely, and the only thing that's really gonna hurt you is getting drowned. Yeah, it's just like burnout is real. Like I was doing this a little bit consistently not that long ago, but again, like it's just not something I want to do all the time. But if the situation of the responsibility changes, where you know, this puts food on the table, or you know, takes care of my future kids, or helps my family, like, that's different. That's like an understanding me and my wife have already talked about. Like, I will sit down, make a schedule for what we're gonna do, and she has no problem helping, and we're just gonna get a schedule going, and I'll record like 6 episodes in a day or so, and that is, you know, and we'll schedule those when we take them to edit and upload, and we'll push them up, and that still gives me time with my family. But it's like, you got to keep that bulk going, and that's what I'm sort of doing right now, because like I'm recording this like the exact same time as the first episode, but like, you know, I gotta parse it up a little bit, because you know, I don't want to be doing 1 episode a day where I record 30 minutes, 40 minutes, however long these take, and then fuck off, because that's not super productive. Like I said, like my plan is like some of the episodes might run long, because you know, some of the levels do get quite a bit longer, and like there, you know, there's one level that's like fun in concept, but I am actively dreading having to do, because like it's so big that like it's very easy to lose the opals and doing the 100% playthrough. Again, not like it nets you anything special. Like, you don't get like anything for 100% in the game, like beyond the achievement. And I think I platinumed this on my PlayStation, so I'm not that worried about it. But it's just fun for me, because otherwise I feel like there's a lot less to do. Because you really don't have to do that much to get through this game. Like, I could have this series over in like maybe 10 or 15 episodes. And again, maybe less, because like it moves fast, and you don't. You could legitimately pull up a list that tells you exactly how much you'd need from each area, and then you could just fuck off. And like immediately leave, go to the next one, boss, whatever, and then keep going. And then, you know, before you know it, you're done. And the game does get shorter as it gets closer to the end. It doesn't really get longer because they opened with this amount of energy and effort, and it didn't sustain by the end. Go ahead and talk to Sheila or whatever her name was.
Hey, Dal, how are you?
Yeah, good. And what about you?
Let me guess. Rex was worried about me again?
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't he a sweetheart? Well, I better get home so he stops fretting.
Righto then.
By the way, I found this on the way. Want it?
But it's just consistency, and I know that's my weakness right now. And I know some people really grind it out, you know, really take their time scheduling this stuff because it's what they want really badly. And like I told my friends, like, it is not something I would mind having, but it is not something I'm gonna pour every ounce of my energy into accomplishing. And I don't personally feel like that's a problem, so. Alright. Now we got to head back. Just figured I'd come over here and knock this out before I forget, because there's a whole other set of areas we gotta go to. That you can see on here. So we've got the race, which isn't that bad, but you got the seahorses, you gotta go to the shipwreck, there's the nest, so we'll go knock all of that stuff out now. And then we'll be able to call it on this episode, and I hope I haven't, like, bored or completely just lost anybody. But, like, I would ideally like for what I do here, and for those that connect with it, to understand that the type of community I'm trying to foster is of people with, like, sound morals and are just reasonable. Because if you are finding yourself in a situation where, like, life is hopeless and the only thing keeping you going is pretending, and that is what it is at the end of the day, man. Like, you gotta be honest with yourself. Pretending that somebody on the internet cares about you, and you'll have varying levels of manipulation from those people. And, like, you may disagree, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But you and your viewership and your consistency is their wallet at the end of the day. So if you're getting too attached, it's because you're too invested, and you might have nothing left, and that's unfortunate. But I would encourage you to find something else. Do not latch on to an internet personality. They are entertainers at the end of the day. Their job is to keep you engaged. It's not even to keep you happy. Some people do like shit posting and stuff like that because it keeps people coming back. That it doesn't make it like right, but it doesn't necessarily make it wrong either. if it's getting them their money, right? So if you're out there and you're watching this and you feel a deeper connection with me, like it's very important to understand that I'm just a guy on the internet, and I'm just a guy who's playing games on a camera because it's fun and it's a little more accessible nowadays. And if you're gonna support, that's awesome, and of course I appreciate the support, because like it's not like you can do it without it, right? But I ask that you not get too attached, and if I stop entertaining you, like, leave. Or if I never entertained you to begin with, like, you don't have to stick around and talk about it. Just
My sweet little
don't,
angels
you
have
know,
wandered
leave.
off
Go
exploring.
watch somebody else. Go
Now
do something
I can't
else.
find them anywhere. Please, can you help me?
But that's life, man. Like, you can't get too absorbed into that stuff, and I don't know. I'm sure there's an argument for the alternative, but I don't get it, man. I understand too, because it's like I know I personally when I was younger, which I feel like this is more to who this is for, had that sort of problem where I connected too deep with an entertainer. I felt like they were somebody that was there for me, when at the end of the day, they're not remotely thinking about me at all in the decision-making process of their videos. They're doing it because it's a business necessity. And some people are a little more catered towards helping people out, and that's fine. But like, I knew a guy who was like, oh, I stream and I do, you know, non-profits or whatever for veterans and stuff like that. You know, I myself am a veteran, so it's like, that's a cool cause. But he's also the same guy, you know, who has a very successful business with streaming and spends no less than $500 on groceries. And to some of you, that might sound absolutely ridiculous. But that's just the fact of the matter. Like, just some people, regardless if you're connecting to them, regardless if they're doing a good thing or not, they are worlds apart from you. And that's super important to remember, that these people are living separately. And if I ever catch on to that success, like, please remember that I'm living separately from you. I have my own life. I have a wife, I have a home, I have school, I have all these expenses and responsibilities.
Babies. Thank you so much, little orange fish creature. How can I ever repay you? Hey, I know. You can have this sparkly rock I found in the sand.
All right.
I'm not here to exploit joy from you. I don't need you to connect with me at a personal level for you to enjoy what I do. Because I want to make a good degree of separation as well. Like, a lot of my life is not someone else's business. You know, the life I have with my wife is not anybody's business beyond what we bring out. Like, and bring out to the, like, people to publicly see. And I hope that people understand that is how life is supposed to be. You're not supposed to put your whole soul out there for everybody to see. It's just ridiculous, man. I'm trying to remember. case you're wondering why I'm like running around, I'm trying to remember how to get up to the side area there. I can't quite remember. I seem to remember there being a tunnel. There should be a tunnel under here somewhere that I'm missing. Or it might be in a different part, actually. I think I need to come up and then swim back down. I think it's over here. Just need to look for a hole to swim in that isn't these connecting ones. I'm gonna use this to swim faster. Yep, here we go. And me as a person who's sort of, I don't know, an aspiring creator, entertainer, or whatever you want to call it. When I'm presented the opportunities to help somebody out and help out whoever I can, like, I'm obviously going to do that. I'm not somebody this heartless person who's like, yes, this is a transaction. I am making money from your viewership. Fuck off. Like, if I can reach out to communities and help people out who are struggling, I will do that. But if there is a business manager involved in that experience at all, they're gonna tell you that, like, yes, it's a good thing to do, but also, like, it's good for money. It's good for publicity. It's good for this, that, and the third. And, like, we want to put onto people that they are, you know, good people with good hearts. And for some people, I think that's true. I don't think everybody gets twisted by the fame that success can bring. But I do believe that there are going to be changes regardless. And, like, while you might not become a fucking bad person who's not worthy of people's respect or time, or God forbid how a lot, and I do mean a lot, of people are, like, taking advantage of that viewer base, which is fucking deplorable to me. I don't know how you as a person can do that. I don't know how you can rationalize, oh, I met my significant other, or I fucked this girl who was a fan of me. To me, I think that's fucking gross. I think that individually is disgusting. Taking advantage of people like that is not cool. Taking advantage of your position is not cool. So if you're that lonely, but you've managed to get lucky with success, and you want to fucking sit there and take advantage of people, like, get off the platform. You shouldn't have a platform. That shouldn't even remotely be allowed. You're just in too big of a position of authority to be, like, doing shit like that. So if you can't be trusted because your behaviors are so shitty, then you shouldn't be able to be allowed to have that platform. And I think you should be removed if you are doing shit like that. Where is it? There's an opening with a button. But again, if you came to the Tide playthrough in hopes of, you know, me sitting here reminiscing and keeping a lighthearted, jovial expectation of what's going on, like, frankly, that's just not gonna be the case. I'm sorry. That's not the kind of idea I had when starting this series. I wanted to start this series to be like, hey, check it out. This is a game I super loved when I was a kid. But like always with games, I have stuff I talk about, and I'm gonna talk about them for a while, and, you know, we'll move on eventually, or it could be the central topic of what we're talking about. But, like, just don't expect me to be Mr. Cartoon Man, I guess was what the beginning of this whole situation was about. God damn it. Why is that opening? So that I'm misremembering that. I'm sorry. If this takes too long, like, you'll never know, because it'll be edited out. I mean, you'll know, because I'll obviously have to edit it out, but you won't have to watch it. There it is. There we go. God damn it. Where was it? It was like right over here, right? Yep. Alright, now as far as that goes, we're just missing a cog and a race. And if you look, the race is over there, and the opals are over there, so I'd have to go back to the beginning. Oh, that does, however, mean I have missed a cog. I think there was a cog up here, wasn't there? Oh no. Well, independent of that, let's go try to get these last two. And then if it takes me a while, I'll just cut when I find the cog. My memory's pretty good at this game, but it's not perfect, so if you can forgive me. I seem to remember that one of these might have had a cog in it. One of these holes. I don't think it's this one. I just feel as a content creator that having an affectation or just a con, even at times, is what it feels like, to get people to be more attached to you, to keep them coming back, or prey on younger people who might be coming from broken homes. I just don't much care for that, and I just hope that the people who do watch me, it's because of they just want to listen to people talk, or listen to people have a good time, or like my friends. Some of them are like, I like watching your videos just because your voice helps me get to sleep at night, and like whether it's soothing or boring, like I'll take the compliment. You know what I mean?
So, Ty, are you up for a race? See if you can keep up.
Oh, that was bad. That was not a good. You need to do a dive there to help keep the race up. Not losable, because you'll see why. Rex is stupid fast on land, but he's super slow in the water. Or let me fucking switch that around. He's super fast in water, but he's pretty slow on land. So like, if you're even a little bit ahead, then like you'll be fine. Ah, shit, I missed it. Oh my god, I'm really fucking this up. There we go, that's what I was trying to do earlier. Oh, hopefully don't lose. That'll be embarrassing. Yeah. We won't lose because we have to walk up that entire mountain, and he is not that fast, and he's not that far ahead of me. But yeah, like I've said this from the beginning. Like, I'm fine being a sleep aid. That's cool with me. That means somebody's getting value out of something I'm doing. And if they lay down at night and go to sleep watching my videos, or just listening to them podcast style, like, I'm fucking cool with that, man. I have zero problem with that whatsoever. As long as I have the memories and the good times with these games, and people have, you know, some use for the content, then like, that's what I'm here for, man. And I've tried to sit down and kind of get a little bit better with... Let me give this a second.
You little ripper, you fair dinkum beat me. I've trained you well, mate. My swimming coach gave this to me when I first beat him in a race. Now I want you to have it.
Gee, thanks, mate. Cool!
I've tried like making schedule with my friends just to be like, why don't we try to get a little more organized with the videos, and it falls through. Like people just have vastly different lives and vastly different reasons for playing video games, and like, well, some of them are like, hell yeah, I hope you got that recorded because I want to watch that later on, and you're like, yeah man, I was recording the whole time, it'll be pretty funny to watch. It's not, everybody doesn't share the idea that this is something we should really put a considerable amount of effort into, and that's what led to me doing this stuff a little bit more on my own. I do believe that is everything. We missed a few of the hidden pictures, but like I said, we're not actively going for those. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and exit the level since we got everything. Alright. So we are able, after the next level, to do that. We have 20 of the golden cogs, so after the next level, we'll be able to get 2 boomerang upgrades in a row, or we can go pick it up, afterwards. But you don't really need it, so I'm gonna hop into the next level, and we will end the episode. And thanks for listening to me just rant about a couple of things.
Oh, smell that fresh rainforest air. See the cute wallabies. Surf the slippery water slide. Watch out for those leeches.
Alright, I will see you guys next time for Walk in the Park. And, we'll probably be rounding off the end of the first sort of world, is how those collections of portals works, and moving on to the next one. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.